Hey everyone, it's Rachel, Oracle Spiritual Healer and Teacher. Today I'm going to do a monthly forecast. It feels like I haven't posted a video in a while, even though that's not really true. But it feels like it's been a while. For those that you don't know, I started this channel to sort of just share more information for people to feel connected or to not feel so alone or to get clarity on what's happening within themselves or what they see in the world around them. I specialize in helping people come into their selves, their in self-realization. And so that I do that through a number of tools. My oracle work and spiritual healing is one of those ways. I also do sound healing and yoga and meditation, and hold ceremony, as well as do trainings. So there's many, many ways in which I like to work. Many ways I'm here to work and help people. And so this is just another avenue to sort of share some of that. So tuning into July. Before I go there, if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Please consider liking the video. It does help the channel grow and get the information out to more people. So it just shows up in front of more people more often. So please consider doing that. Okay, let me tune in. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. When I was sort of tuning in a moment ago, there was all this tension I was feeling for July. And at the same time, they keep showing me this, like this ocean maiden, and, you know, like a big wave coming through and sort of clearing it out, moving it all out. And so as this tension builds, it's not even uncertainty. It's just like, it's like the tension of, you know, wanting action to take place, the sort of action that you really feel like, oh, I really want this, or I need this to happen. That sort of tension building, and that's sort of being, that's how they showed it to me. It's like being washed away, being pacified in some sense. So I'm going to go to the cards. There's a few decks they have asked me to pull from today, and we'll just go from there, see what comes through. So I'll shuffle a bit. Light your fire, Pele. Let me see what that's about. Yeah, so stay with your passion, what drives you, what you care about. These are your desires. Let them, your desires, fuel you into action. Don't back down. Don't sort of stand on the sidelines. Don't hesitate. It's really important that, you know, whatever our desires are, however Spirit is speaking to us, that we listen and we act from that place. It's so important right now for us to do that, because it's that in and of itself will help shift things in the direction we want to take them. Right? We can sort of go to the town dump, or we can go, you know, ascend up the mountain. And it's kind of that black and white sometimes, or there's no in the middle. There's not really an in the middle. So that's what that card is about. So acting on, feeling those desires. Yeah, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Don't hold back at this time. It's really important. Oh, and there's that ocean, the Mermaid of Lemuria. It says joy on the bottom, but there's that water. It has to do with the water element and joy, but that card is really about the water element. It's this strong energy that's going to come in and purify, sort of pacify things. They sort of want me to speak on the joy, but it's more about the element. And the joy is sort of similar messaging we've been giving a lot lately, like really since the beginning of the year. is coming back and finding that for yourself. Peace, joy, not sort of getting bogged down in the drama that you experience or that is around you. Don't ignore it. Be knowledgeable. Be aware of what's going on, but don't let it sort of suffocate you or consume you. So stay within your own joy. Be really present with what's alive in your system, what you want to cultivate in your system. But again, that card has to do with that water element. Again, I see. So actually, here we are. The fire and the water is perfect. There's the tension, right? Sort of the agitation that can come with the fire. It's also the transformation, and then the pacifying nature of the water. It's moving through and clearing things out. So that pretty much sums up the image they gave me. Let's see what else. One just popped over. Expansion. So the expansion card, this has to do more so, I would say, with us individually. And what do I mean by that is, okay, so if we're listening to our desires, we're acting from that place, we're not hesitating, we're not holding back. And what is happening then is that we are expanding. We're expanding ourselves, and in whatever way we're directing our energy, in whatever way we're acting on our desires, that's how we're expanding. And then as we expand individually, collectively, we begin to do that. So this is really coming from that individual place, right? That's then going to affect the collective. So I kind of love how they're mapping this out. So they're just sort of going in order of the messaging they want to bring in. So let's see what's next. Staying grounded, staying centered during all this time. This also has to do with finances, being sort of grounded, centered with your finances as well. And so what does that mean? It's just being a sort of more practical, thinking about your finances in a more practical sense, your family in a more practical sense. Yeah. And that's going to look different for every person, but thinking about the stability, bringing stability into yourself in all ways, bringing stability for your family in all ways. For some people that might be more of a, like home, physical sense. For others, it might be more emotional stability, but it's the energy of groundedness. It's finding our center. It's being in our center. It's finding the stability. Stability is really, that's been coming up too. And that is not only coming up individually, but this is happening within businesses. Doesn't matter what kind. People are looking for more stability because you can't grow unless you're stable, right? Otherwise, you keep having to start over and start over and start over in a way. And so that energy of stability is really coming through as we see sort of, we have witnessed the tumultuous year that we've had. Things sort of constantly changing, the uncertainty. And what that does for business, it makes things uncertain in business too, right? Where you can't rely on things. So this is, again, individually, but also it's bigger picture beyond just, like yourself or your family. A light. What they're saying about this card, you can see it like a little angel there on the card. This has to do, what they're saying is there are, the spiritual realms are really assisting Earth at this time. The spiritual realms are helping to sort of raise the vibration here on Earth, the vibration of people coming into higher consciousness. They're helping to assist us to get to a place of peace, more peace and stability here on Earth, so that the individuals, the people, the groups of people that are sort of choosing to be more destructive, be more controlling, being more self-centered, self-minded, that can just sort of get cleared out more and more, because again, all that's dying off. All that old consciousness is dying off. You're going to see less and less of it through the years. And obviously, those people, those groups of people, the individuals, they all have their own karma they have to work through, right? They have their own lessons to learn, their own path. And at the same time, there's this bigger energy, which I talk about a lot, that's taking place where that isn't going to be able to exist here. So it's getting cleared out, it's getting neutralized more and more. And that I really do feel like this has to do with that element of the ocean pacifying everything. Yes. Okay. Another card. And there's our transformation. There's our transformation. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that they're saying about the light is, coming back to your own light, coming back to the light in other people, focusing on the light, right? And not in a woo-woo way. Not in a woo-woo way, but really, we all have this combination of lightness and darkness, or light and shadow. And what we focus on is what we sort of energize. So if we're just focusing on what's wrong or what we don't like, then we're energizing that. And the more we energize it, the longer it lives. So why don't we energize the things that bring us joy, that make us feel lighter, that inspire us, right? And so sending our energy into that way. But the transformation is happening. It's been happening all year. It'll continue to happen in the year. There are going to be more bumps this year. And that's why it's important to stay grounded, because this will eventually get a lot better than what it is right now, or what it has been, right? So we're not here to sort of repeat something that's been in our current past, or our relatively our past that's not that long ago, right? And I mean like hundreds of years even. But we're really here, this transformation is really taking place for us to create something new into existence, something that's really going to benefit all of us. One more card. This is the third deck. Enlightenment. So, I mean, that's just what happens. I just feel like this whole thing's just one big sort of thought or sentence coming through spirit. We have the agitation, the fire, also the passion, desire, the pacifying, that element of the water coming through, leading into our expansion, right? So we focus our energy on taking that action, not hesitating, moving forward. We end up expanding, staying grounded through all of it, centered, finding stability in one's life, being a little bit more practical, focusing on the light, knowing that there's this bigger energy surrounding the earth, helping us, which leads to transformation and enlightenment. You can kind of see it there. You know, and then the cycle happens again, right? That's how that's how it all takes place. You know, where we reach a level of enlightenment and then things occur. We go through another process and then we reach another moment of enlightenment or a period of enlightenment. So, positive message. You know, again, we're focusing on the light. Me and my guides, that's what we're here to do, is to focus on the light. So all the messaging will be, you know, and as it always is, in that way. So I hope this serves you well. And I'll see you all soon.